Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we've got a really fantastic explainer lined up for you, and we're tackling something that probably keeps a lot of system administrators awake at night. We're talking about Proxmox Backup Server security. If you've ever found yourself, spiraling into a total panic over AES 256 GCM encryption, or maybe you're actively considering double-wrapping your backups just to achieve some elusive level of zero trust, well, you're in the exact right place. Because today, we're going to learn why the real problem with using Proxmox isn't actually the cryptography at all. It's operational failure. We're going to dive into how missing encryption keys, corrupted deduplication chunks, and untested restores are the actual threats to your disaster recovery plan. Let's get right into it.
Do you trust Proxmox Backup Server encryption? Now that sounds like a pretty straightforward yes or no question, right? You either trust it or you don't. But in the IT world, this is what we call a trapdoor question. Because the moment you ask it, sysadmins immediately start overthinking everything. We start spiraling into this intense anxiety about vendor failures, exposed data, zero trust double wrapping, the whole shebang. And hey, the worry is completely valid. What if a mistake doesn't just expose a random folder, but literally ruins an entire business? After all, your backups are the absolute last line of defense.
But that anxiety leads directly to a really dangerous mindset. If you let that fear go unchecked, you just keep adding layer after layer until your disaster recovery plan begins to look like a nesting doll built by a paranoid locksmith. By trying so hard to mitigate the fear of an encryption breach, you actually risk turning your safety net into expensive, utterly useless confetti. We end up inventing all this extra complexity without actually defining a specific threat model first.
All right, Section 1, the crypto boogeyman. And spoiler alert, AES is not the enemy here.
Let's really dive into this and debunk the myth that the AES 256 encryption algorithm itself is the weak point you need to be losing sleep over. Security anxiety so often points a finger at cryptography just because it sounds scary. People imagine this cinematic cipher break, like the monster under the bed where hackers are using quantum computing to shatter symmetric keys. But the reality? The reality is far less glamorous. It's usually just a missing passphrase. The truth is, AES 256 leaves a massive security margin. The loud technical consensus across the board is that Proxmox Backup Server encryption is highly secure on its own. It's really not the algorithm that's going to fail you.
When a backup system fails, it is very rarely a cryptographic failure. That's a design failure wearing a very normal sysadmin hoodie. It's human error, it's bad architecture, it's mismanaged keys. Treating a potential implementation bug the same as a totally broken encryption algorithm is incredibly dangerous, mostly because it sends you sprinting toward the completely wrong fix. You start stacking up encryption tools instead of just auditing your own key handling.
Moving on to Section 2, the storage trust debate, cloud versus on-site. When we move over to the physical realm of storage, the debate inevitably turns to trust. It's that classic tension, right? Trusting a third-party cloud provider's infrastructure versus the physical vulnerabilities of keeping your data on site. But listen, security is not a vibe. It's a literal list of ways you can lose. And this is a super powerful mindset shift. You cannot base your disaster recovery architecture on what gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. Some folks argue that massive companies use the cloud without falling apart, so you should too. Others say, well, if the data is truly critical, you need a secondary data center because tornadoes and fires really do not care about your storage provider. Both have totally valid points, but we have to stop acting on emotional comfort and actually start defining our specific fears.
So how do we do that? You map practical solutions to specific fears. If you're terrified of someone reading your backups, okay, then encryption and key control are your main focus. If you fear ransomware, you need immutability and isolation. Worried your building might literally burn down? You need geography. Get those offsite backups. Fear silent corruption? You need file system integrity. And if you fear the absolute death of your business, the answer isn't a fancier vendor logo, the answer is restore testing. Generic panic helps absolutely no one. Targeted solutions are what actually save businesses.
Section 3. The real fragility. We're talking keys, chunks, and untested restores.
So we've talked about the cryptography distractions. Now we really need to uncover the actual operational hazards that quietly wreck disaster recovery plans. This is the true fragility of your system. And here is the harsh reality: encryption does not forgive memory loss. No key, no restore. Honestly, that should be printed on a sticker and slapped onto every single backup dashboard. If you don't back up your encryption keys independently from your nodes, your beautifully encrypted backups are nothing more than a pile of random, completely useless bytes. The encryption algorithm simply does not care that the CEO is yelling at you during an outage. You lose the key, you lose the data. Period.
Next up, let's methodically break down chunk integrity. Step 1. Proxmox Backup Server uses deduplication, which is incredibly efficient. But step 2, that efficiency means multiple backups share the exact same data chunks, which brings us to the terrifying step 3. If a shared chunk goes missing or gets corrupted, it can literally ruin multiple restores all at once. Shared chunks are shared dependencies, and this is exactly why you desperately need storage with real, robust corruption protection, like ZFS mirrors or RAID Z2 with ECC memory. Your backup storage cannot just be a dumb bucket. It actively needs integrity checks.
And then there's the architecture of the backup server itself. Never, ever back up your PBS server exclusively to itself. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how often it happens. It looks perfectly fine on a whiteboard, but it is horrifying during an actual recovery. You have got to create an independent escape hatch. Proxmox Backup Server is the place you go when everything else is broken, which means it cannot depend solely on itself to come back online. It needs its very own separate lifeline.
Section 4. The Zoo of Complexity. This is when just in case breaks quietly. So what actually happens when you stacked those zero-trust double encryption layers just in case? Well, it actually becomes a threat actor all on its own. It gives people more places to store keys badly. It turns disaster recovery into archaeology. Think about what happens on a really bad day. Adding extra layers of double encryption means a deeply tired admin, under immense pressure, now has to hunt down the right tool versions, the right documentation, the right passphrases. Complexity breaks things quietly. It makes your documentation go stale way faster, and it massively slows down your restores. You might succeed in protecting the data from attackers, sure, but you've also successfully protected it from yourself.
Which brings us to Section 5, Boring Adult Zero Trust, the Discipline of Recovery.
Okay, so how do we actually fix this? We need a practical, grounded approach. We really need to step away from infinite, chaotic layers of encryption and just embrace boring adult zero trust. Use PBS encryption for confidentiality. Just trust AES 256 to do its job. You implement strong, independent key backups for actual survival. Utilize reliable storage with active integrity checks. Keep immutable off-site copies to defend against ransomware and regional disasters. Enforce separate credentials and permissions. And above all else, you have to run regular, scheduled restore tests. This entire approach relies on discipline, control, and verification. And I promise you, discipline is going to beat another encryption wrapper almost every single time.
So I'm going to leave you with this somewhat sobering thought. Nobody cares how absolutely beautiful the encryption stack was if the restore fails. When was your last restore test? Don't let theoretical fears distract you from the very real operational realities. Go check those keys, verify your chunks, and most importantly, practice your restores. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.